Hi everyone. So the purpose of this video today basically is just to get some things off of my chest that have been kind of bothering me a little bit. Basically the first thing that I wanted to talk about is, I've got a little list here of things. First thing basically is veganism and how I react when people ask me questions about it, whether they're being genuine and want to know the answer, or they're just being a little bit nasty, or just trying to be smart and testing me to see if I really know the answers to their questions. And basically I hate any kind of confrontation, but I am actually in a group called Speak Adelaide. We're a group of activists, animal activists, so we actually go out, we educate the public about veganism. We do this in Rundle Mall and we hand out pamphlets. We've got virtual reality headsets that people can wear, and they're inside the virtual reality, they're a pig in a slaughterhouse, so they can see what it's like to be there. And that has the biggest effect on people. I think it's a very shocking, harsh truth, and it can be very upsetting. That is a very effective way to get people to understand veganism and understand that there's not really any such thing as humane slaughter. These animals suffer, and it's all basically, it's just for our taste buds. We don't actually need meat to survive. We can live without it. When people ask me questions and stuff about it, because I don't really like any kind of confrontation, kind of forget what I meant to say. I think it's because, again, sort of to do with the virtual reality headset, I never know how people are going to react. I hate the thought of someone getting really, really upset over it, or really depressed, and ruining their day. That's how a lot of people are going to feel, but it's hard to try and find a medium, basically, because I want to educate the public. I want people to feel the way I feel. I want people to understand how I understand it, and not everybody does, and it's hard, especially living with people as well, that they still eat meat, and I don't want to upset them. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, animals can't speak for themselves. If I was in their position, I would want someone to speak up for me, and that's what I do. Like, I'm not going to be able to get through to everybody, and even my family, they're around. I speak to them every single day. My mum and I actually got into a pretty heated debate over dinner the other night, and we ended up in sort of this screaming match over veganism, and it was really upsetting. I'm really, really close to my mum, and it just kind of made me think, I don't want to be that kind of person where I'm screaming at someone, especially my mum, even though it is what I believe. I believe that it's wrong to kill animals and eat them. I believe it's wrong to make them suffer, unnecessarily, because we don't actually need, we don't need to eat them. We don't need eggs. We don't need dairy milk. There's so many other alternatives for milk as well, like oat milk, almond milk, coconut milk, rice milk, the list goes on. And the same with cheese, and there's a substitute for eggs. You can buy faux meats, and you don't need products from animals and you don't need to eat animals to survive. A lot of the time I'll get asked sort of, I think it's just kind of happened recently, you know, what would happen if we stopped eating meat? Wouldn't the animals overpopulate? Or, you know, people will ask, but don't dairy cows like need to be milked? Isn't it good for them to be milked? And it's kind of shocking really to think that like most people don't realize that a cow actually needs to be pregnant to produce milk. Cows don't just produce milk for human consumption. They're not magical beings that do that for us. They produce milk for their baby, and that baby is taken away from them, and it's either turned into another dairy cow or it's turned into veal, and that dairy cow will end up as meat eventually anyway. So it's not a life, it's just this horrible cycle that we put them through. And it's just horrible. Not a lot of people know this, and that's why I try my best every single day to let people know and educate them and tell them like this is what happens. Packages and stuff that you get your eggs and milk and everything from, they put pictures of like a grassy field and like or a happy smiling cow or something like that on there to, you know, basically not brainwash you, but they trick you into thinking that it's come from a good place or it's a humane environment that they're living in, and it's not. And there's no such thing as humane slaughter. Raising an animal and, you know, putting it into this truck, squashed in there with hundreds of other of their friends basically, and they're taken off. They're in a stressful environment for hours on end with no water. Pigs especially, they're very smart and they know what's happening. Same with any other animal, they know, and it's horrible. It's just, you know, they're suffering so bad for something that is it's just not necessary. I'm kind of glad I'm getting this out. I do talk about it a little bit, mostly over Facebook. I've recently noticed that I think people are starting to get a little bit annoyed with it, but that's not going to stop me anyway. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's what I'm so passionate about, and I believe that the more I talk about it, the more people are going to really start to see, and if they don't, they don't, but at least I've tried. I used to get really angry when people would say you can't love animals if you eat meat, because I've always been an animal lover. I loved animals my whole life, and I've only just recently become vegan this year. I wasn't vegetarian before going vegan. I woke up one morning and I was like, okay, I'm not going to contribute to this anymore. I'm not going to eat animals. I'm not going to allow them to suffer for my pleasure. So it was kind of just like a light bulb moment for me. Yeah, and I always used to think, that, they can't say that. I love animals, but I never, looking back, I feel so silly that I didn't make that connection back then, that it's not humane and it is cruel to eat animals. Like, it's cruel. No matter where you're getting your packages from, if it says RSPCA approved, which is crap, just because it says that on the packaging doesn't mean that it's okay. Just because somebody else does it doesn't make it okay. And just because it's happened before doesn't mean that it's okay. Another thing I'd like to talk about, this has only just sort of recently been on my mind. I've kind of just realized that I don't really want to be with somebody if they eat meat. I think that's pretty reasonable. Obviously I don't want to be with someone and be kissing them if I know that they've had, you know, a dead animal in their mouth. That is not attractive to me anymore. I think it's okay to tell people that if you're honest with them and straight up with them from the very beginning. And, you know, like, I've got lots of friends that eat meat still. That's fine. I just, you know, obviously I'm very passionate about animals, animal welfare. If they're not in the same boat, I just can't see it working. And it's okay to tell people what you are attracted to and what you're not attracted to. Just make sure you say that in a nice way. You know, I just don't think it could work for me. I'm sure there are other people out there who feel a lot differently. If you've got any input on this, please just let me know. I like to get other people's opinions and stuff, but obviously, yeah, this has just been on my mind. I just wanted to talk about it. Another thing I'd like to talk about is wearing fake fur. I've actually got a jacket here. It's got faux fur on the hoodie, around the hood, and you know, I bought that before, like I bought this about 2 years ago. I've only been vegan for about 6 months or so. I know that it's fake. It's not real fur. I would never have ever bought something that was real. It's kind of a different story with leather. I've owned leather shoes before. I'm sure I've had leather belts and stuff like that. It's because it doesn't look like it's come from an animal. It was easier to not make that connection. When you're looking at fur, it looks like an animal, or like it looks like it's come straight from an animal. So it's kind of in your face a little bit more. You think about that a little bit more. I think it's good to let people know, even though they don't know that it's real or fake. You know, you can still get, you know, the fashion look that you want without contributing to animal cruelty. Not that I'm promoting it, but I probably wouldn't go out and buy something with fur on it again, fake fur on it again, but you know, I'm still going to wear what I've got. It's actually the same with like leather couches and stuff like that. I still live at home with my mum, and we have a leather couch and I still sit on it. I'm not sure how I feel about it myself, actually, now that I'm speaking about it. If I could afford to just buy a new couch for her, I would. I'd swap it out and be like, take this one, you don't need the leather one. But again, it was something that was purchased a long time before I even thought about going vegan. So, you know, the damage has kind of been done. It's been purchased. The money has already gone to that industry. It's been done a long time ago. So I'm not okay with it, but I'm not going to not sit on the couch. Yeah. Well, let me know what you think. If you have any ideas or solutions for me, because I don't know how I feel. I'd rather not sit on a leather couch, but I don't know. Okay, moving on to the next topic. Fake meat or mock meats. I love them. I go to a few restaurants around Adelaide. My favourite place actually at the moment is Zen House. It's a vegetarian yum cha place, and they also, it's mostly vegan, I think. My favourite dish there at the moment is a sweet and sour knot chicken. And you can also get satay skewers, and you know, they just taste so good. Like, yeah, I'm all for mock meats. I actually just recently made something as well out of jackfruit. It was just in a can. I got it from like an Asian store in the Central Market at Adelaide. It was only like $1.80 or something a can. It was really cheap. And basically it's like a fruit in a can, obviously, and you just kind of like fry it up. As it heats up, you can kind of pull it apart, and it's like pulled pork. And I just like drowned it in barbecue sauce. It was like barbecue pulled pork, and I made a burger, and I put avocado slaw on it, and it was just on this cute little bun. And I had homemade sweet and sour fries. No, not sweet and sour, sweet potato fries, sorry. I made them myself, so if you want to try that, it's good. I would recommend anyone that's just recently gone vegetarian or vegan and you're looking to try new things, go to Zen House and try their amazing range of mock meats. It's so good, and they actually have a little fridge in there. You can buy their satay skewers and some other stuff. You can take it home and cook it yourself. So, oh my god, the satay skewers are my favourite. They're so good. I want them right now. I'm hungry. You won't regret it, promise. They've also got so many iced teas. They've got like a whole wall of tea. I can't remember what I had last time. It's like a coconut and lime iced tea, and it tasted a bit like, it had green tea in it, and it had that green tea kind of taste with, like, I got like a hint of coconut and then like a little bit of lime every now and then, but it was really, really good. It was really refreshing too. Yeah, definitely go there if you're new to veganism, or even if you haven't been there before. Even if you're not vegan, go there. It's good. It's so good. Another really cool place that's called 2-Bit Villains, which is in Rundle Mall. It's kind of hidden away a little bit. You have to go down like into one of the arcades. I'm not sure what arcade it is, but you go through the arcade, up some stairs, and then back out, and then you're on the balcony. That's where 2-Bit Villains is, and it's like a little burger place. I think I went there for my birthday at the end of June, and it was like a pulled pork burger, but it was pork, and I can't remember what they put on it. They had like onion and like apple, and it was called, I can't remember what it was called. It was like something, it had like a spin on like a villain, like, I'm gonna look it up really quick because I did post about it. Bear with me. I need to find what it was called because it was really cool. I found it. I had the Villain's Original Sin Burger. It was so good. I'm going to show you as well, if you can see that. It had tater tots with it. My sister had onion rings, and oh, look how good that looks. Ugh, best birthday feast ever. I reckon I've actually got a picture somewhere here of when we went to Zen House too. I'm going to show you that too. Okay, that there is the sweet and sour not chicken. 100%, 150 million% recommend you try that out. And we had rice with it. That's the little satay skewers just there. And that's my pulled pork burger with avocado slaw and sweet potato chips that I made the other day as well. Oh, so good, so good. I was very proud of myself actually. It was really good. Basically that's all for this video. If you have any comments, please let me know. Leave them in the comments section below. If you have any suggestions, or you know, if you do or don't agree with something that I've said, let me know. I'd really like to have people's opinions and kind of just improve, I guess, on my people skills when talking to people about this stuff. I don't always know how people are going to react, and my biggest fear is really, really upsetting somebody or, you know, ruining their day. I know that a lot of people deal with like anxiety and depression and stuff like that, and I have dealt with that myself, and that is my worst fear, is to really really affect someone that badly that it will just ruin them. It's very harsh reality, really, and I feel like people might feel like they're being told that they're a bad person, and I don't want to make somebody feel like that. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to really talk about it and be passionate about what I believe in and still not upset anybody. There are people that are going to be upset, and I guess I just have to be very careful with what I say. And with anything really, like, always be careful with what you say to people. Just as a side note, it's kind of not really irrelevant, but another thing that's also been on my mind, you know, just be nice, be kind, make sure you think before you speak, and, you know, ask people if they're okay, and don't be afraid to talk to somebody if you're feeling bad, or, you know, anything. I love to help people, and like I said, I've been around and I've been through anxiety and depression, and it's not nice. Sometimes, yeah, you can feel like you've got nowhere to go, no one to talk to, and try as hard as you can just to stay strong and speak to somebody. Don't stay silent. You're not alone in the way you feel. So basically, that's it for this video. There's a fly in my room. If you liked it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!